My mother and her so-called landlord, Tim Tipton, have been nothing but attacking me electronically, emotionally, mentally, even in some cases physically, depending on how you define physical, for several years now. Up until I had met a gal at his house several months back, a gal by the name of Judith K. Tipton or something to that effect. Currently, I'm soaking wet walking down the road because I'm not welcome at my own home. She's sitting in a vehicle at my house like a like a damn drug fiend, sporadic fucking chaotic mess. I real simply asked, I said, you have to come inside. If you're not willing to come inside, then I'm gonna have to ask you to leave because you can't just be sitting in the driveway at people's house late hours of the night. On the fifth time of her ignoring me, I'm walking back and forth between the house and her, trying to get her to at least answer me. She wouldn't say nothing. Now, this all stems from an argument earlier that her and my mother had. She went to grab an ashtray, and my mother said that, yes, you better get a fucking lighter. And they argued, nitpicked back and forth at each other's throats. I had no involvement in that. And I went to say something to my mother ignored me. I went to say something to Miss Tipton, and of course she ignored me and proceeded to go outside and get in her vehicle. Now this was just before dark, around 7:30 or so. Been out there ever since. My mother's been argumentative and just a problem for the last several days, just increasingly more and more. And now there's a gal whom I thought initially that she was there as a guest of mine. But now it appears that she's not, in fact, my guest. But then with the way her and my mother are fighting, she's not my mother's guest either. I attempted to call the sheriff's department on 2 separate occasions this evening. Both times the call was terminated halfway through it. And so I left in fear for my safety, as well as the safety of my personal effects. I left, and I don't know what's going to happen to me as of right now. But my life's been threatened on numerous occasions prior, which has all been documented. And I'll attempt to go back later and try to retrieve some of my personal stuff. For right now, I figured I needed to leave the area and try to make sense of everything.